Yo, welcome to Urban Gameplay Gaming Countdown. It's Matt Pepper, counting down the hottest games.
Yo, what's good peeps? It's that time where we count on another gaming list, and in this urban gameplay video I wanted to take a look at the top 10 funniest video games that I've personally ever played. I'm gonna be real, there's around 20 games that I thought was insanely funny, and as I only picked 10, the 10 that I missed out could easily have made this list at any point. There was easily one of the most trickiest lists that I've personally put together in quite a while, so it was hard leaving some of the games off the list. So feel free to drop it in the comments below on what your favorite funny game of all time and some of the games that you think I may have missed out. Be warned, the games will only be one per franchise and actually games that I thoroughly enjoy playing. For me, when it comes to playing video games, I always enjoy a laugh, so I would say that games with humor or just straight up funny games really appealed to me, so putting this list together was extremely fun regardless of struggling to try and come up with the top 10 for the list. And I suppose, what do you class as funny? Straight up crude jokes with bad language or light-hearted comedy? One thing for sure, I've aimed to mix up the selection of games that I've placed on the list as best as possible. So anyway peeps, let's get down to business and check out my top 10 funniest video games of all time.
Number 10.
When it comes to humor or funny games, there was no way I could leave The Simpsons off the list. The Simpsons game on the Xbox 360 or PS3 was simply superb. I was blown away how close to the TV series this game was. It goes without saying that the game is jam-packed with so much comedy and humor as you would expect with anything that is Simpson related. The game itself is also really fun. You can play with all the Simpsons family member, even Maggie, and the levels are just superbly fun. It was out of this game or Hit and Run, and I just chose to go with the Simpsons game because it brings so much more to the table in terms of the overall experience and the added humor. I had to say that this title is really cool, and if you've got an Xbox 360 or PS3, I would say it's worth giving this game a quick run through.
Before the Germans get here, you know, for safekeeping.
You look and sound so evil, but since you're American, I know that's not possible.
Number 9.
Sunset Overdrive is still one of my favorite next-gen titles. It's colorful, vibrant, and has an immersive open-world experience to it, and it's just fun to play, but I really do enjoy the sense of humor that the game brings. It makes you not take the game so seriously, which is why the game is even more appealing to me personally. Most of the cutscenes are a pleasure to watch, as you want to see what smart remarks or comments each of the characters come out with. For those that's played Sunset Overdrive will know how cool and funny this game is, and if you own an Xbox One and you've never played this game before, it's another game that I do recommend you picking up.
You know, technology.
Technology.
Let's not complicate things by poking holes in the way we deliver the story, okay?
Number 8.
In terms of comedy, in terms of humor, Brutal Legend definitely brings that to the table. All I can simply say is that Brutal Legends is a great game, great humor and plenty of laugh out loud moments. The game itself is really fun, but in terms of the humor, it's just pure brilliance. Now honestly speaking, when I first saw the game, it didn't really appeal to me because I'm not the biggest rock fan out there, but when I gave the game a chance, I was really blown away how epic this game was and how much great comedy the game brought to the table.
Bring your best engineer and meet me in the northeast field. I got a plan.
Mangus, are you an engineer?
What's an engineer? Number 7.
Honestly speaking, after seeing the movie trailer last year, then that's the reason why I picked this game up on the PS4, and I was really happy that I did that. Now on a real level, as much as I wanted this list to focus on games that I thoroughly enjoyed playing, this game isn't really the best hack and slash game that I've ever played, but I feel that the scripts and the jokes throughout the game and each cutscene is what makes this game so much more enjoyable. I feel that if you don't take the game that seriously, then you would have such a ball playing this game because it is really fun, and at the same time the humor is really what kept me going on throughout the whole entire experience. I just feel the comedy, the humor, and everything about the game itself, Deadpool was just a game that I could not leave off this list.
Number 6.
Now when I first played Armed and Dangerous, I thought it was a bit of a tricky game to get the grips of, but after a couple of hours I got the hang of it and the addiction was insane. I actually found this game to be a pretty cool game overall, but I really enjoyed the slapstick comedy lines throughout. The characters kept me amused and I always enjoyed the cutscenes as the punchlines and jokes was just epic. All in all, Armed and Dangerous on the Xbox was pure fun and a real funny game. I definitely do hope that they do a remake of this game because I think it would really actually stand up to the test of time in 2016 on the Xbox One if they do like maybe a HD remake or so.
Buddy, you're making my eyes water.
Is that you, Jonesy? You ugly rat.
I'm a mole, you smelly git.
Number 5.
Personally, Bulletstorm actually reminded me a bit of Gears of War and Duke Nukem, and to be honest, I nearly actually placed Duke Nukem in this exact position, but I actually decided to go with Bulletstorm as the overall gaming experience I found to be pretty epic and also a little bit funnier. Some people have put this game down due to the over-the-top violence and bad language throughout, but I personally thought those were the exact elements that made the game even funnier and hilarious to me. The game will keep you hooked all the way through, and I found the funny humour will definitely stay throughout the whole entire experience of the game. On the downside, the game is fairly short. It takes around 5 to 7 hours to complete, but there is amazing replay value throughout the game. It's just immense. Due to how cool the humor is, I can see you playing this game for time upon time. Definitely a really cool game to be on this list.
Number 4.
Yo, Borderlands 2 is a top-notch FPS/RPG hybrid game with unique cel-shading graphics, and you guys know how much I love cel-shaded games. To be real, Borderlands 2 doesn't just amaze me with its humor, its overall gaming experience is top-notch. Borderlands 2 humor is easily what kept me playing the game and doing all the side missions just for the other NPCs in the game. The game is just so epic in terms of the humor, you have to give it its just deserves. Believe me when I say, those who want a good laugh and got the next-gen consoles, I would advise grabbing Borderlands the Hampson Collection. It's got all the DLCs and all the laughs you'd need, trust me, in a video game. This is definitely a top-notch game and certainly a great FPS game.
Number 3.
Yo, I'm currently playing this game on my Xbox One due to the backwards compatible option, and wow, it's an amazing game in every sense. The adventure and story is superb, and for real South Park fans, there's so much here to celebrate. For a South Park game, you could only expect to be laughing your head off from start to finish, and as a huge South Park fan myself, I may sound over-biased and people may not agree with this taking the number 3 position on the list, but I found this game to be hilarious, and all in all, I thought throughout the game, it's a really decent RPG if you ask me personally. What is cool about the Stick of Truth is that overloaded with parodies and tongue-in-cheek moments. I can't believe this is actually a title that I nearly overlooked back in 2014, and I'm so glad I had the opportunity to play it when I did. If you haven't played this game, I would say it's well worth it if you still got the Xbox 360 or PS3, or even if you got the Xbox One, because as I mentioned before, you can play this one on backwards compatible. All in all, a great funny game that was definitely worthy to be on this list.
Can take care of that. Douchebag, I want you to go out into the neighborhood and find my greatest warriors. Token?
Number 2.
Now on the real, I know I say this every single time when we get to the number 2 position on the list, but on a real level, I was really going to put this game at number 1 because it is so epic for so many different reasons. Paul is a unique, clever, and incredibly funny game that simply amazed me how smart some of the humor and the jokes was throughout the entire experience. Putting a gripping storyline to one side, the physics just behind the gameplay has to be applauded. I would have to say that this game's humor is just so funny that it does go over a lot of people's heads from time to time, but I just found it to be outright funny every time I play the game, and even sometimes when I look back at some of the cutscenes, it just cracks me up. The attention to detail in the game and even in the dialogue is just superb. All in all, Portal 2 is not just a funny game, but a really great video game experience.
In order to escape, we're going to have to go through her chamber, and she will probably kill us.
Number 1.
Now, for those who know me personally, probably knew that this game was coming, and Conkers Bad Fur Day being number 1 shouldn't really be a shock for those people. When you talk about the best game on N64, then you have to have the conversation with Conkers Bad Fur Day in the same discussion. To me, this game is just so awesome, and when I think of a humor in a game, this game will always be top of my mind. The first time I ever played Conkers Bad Fur Day back on the N64, the dialogue simply blew me away. It may just be nostalgia, but I don't ever really remember a dull moment in this game, and this was easily the reason why I purchased Rare Replay was just for the simple fact to play Conkers Bad Fur Day on the Xbox One. The overall comedy is hilarious, especially the one-liners throughout the game. This is certainly a game that shouldn't be overlooked or played out loud, or make sure you check your surroundings before making the audio play out loud in your room or so, because trust me, as hilarious as some of the lines were, some people may get offended by the language. Anyway peeps, thanks for sitting through another top 10 countdown video where we looked at my 10 favorite funniest video games of all time. As I mentioned at the start, there was around 20 games that I had on the list, so do know that I've left out so many classics throughout. Do let me know in the comment section below your favorite comedy or funny game of all time. Which ones did I leave off the list? Do hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and do hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to the channel already. And until next urban gameplay video, we definitely say peace out peeps.
Me. I am the great mighty Pooh, and I'm going to throw my shit at you. A huge supply of tish comes from my chocolate starfish. How about some scat, you little twat?
Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more cool urban gameplay videos.